Hello everyone, thank you for clicking onto this video. I do hope that all is well with you and that this video reaches you and your family in great health and strength, and God's richest blessings is being bestowed onto you. I want to do a chit chat video. Fairly recently I was saying in my heart, Lord, I don't want my life to be a waste. It seems to me that a lot of young people are losing their lives. They're not really living to see 60 or 70 or even 80 years old. A lot of young people their lives are being cut short in their teens, early 20s, early 30s, late 30s, early 40s. You're still young. I really thank God that I was raised in a home where my mom taught me about him from an early age. She never forced Christianity on me, and I'm so thankful for that, because I came to know the Lord for myself. My mom lives what she preaches or what she talks about. Doesn't preach God and then lives worldly. She never did that. Although she had me and she wasn't married, God didn't turn his back on us. Just like the story of Hagar and her son in the Bible, when Abraham and Sarah, and when the angel came to Abraham and told him that him and his wife were going to have a baby, and Sarah was in her tent and she laughed, and the angel knew it. But Sarah laughed because they were old. Abraham was 100 and she was 99. And Sarah told Abraham to go live with the handmaid, and they ended up having, I want to believe, their son Ishmael. After she had her son, she started to be bossy, for lack of a better word, towards Sarah, and Sarah ended up having her kicked out, and she and her son, they lived in the desert. But God didn't give up on her and Hagar and Ishmael. He watched over them and he protected them. And I'm just saying that to say that, even though my mom has been a Christian since she's been 14 years old, and she had me and she wasn't married. She's never been married, but I believe that don't want to cry. I believe that the Lord gave me to my mom, because my mom was living a life that was fairly isolated. My grandmother had passed away, my granddad passed away, my uncles had moved on with their lives. She was in London by herself. She didn't have electricity or anything like that. And yeah, she had me, but I was like her company, and we've been like this all my life. And I'm so grateful that she raised me up in the ways of the Lord. I strayed away in my teenage years, and God allowed me to. I want y'all see me cry anymore. I strayed away in my teenage years. I did so many wrong things. Although I believed in God, and I still do believe in God, and I did used to go to church and went to Sunday school and everything, when I came out of church and I was around my peers, I was doing a lot of wrong things. I was cursing, drinking. After I moved over here, oh man, I was partying a lot. I never smoked. Oh, one time as a child, I remember rolling up newspaper and trying to smoke it, and I did that and I almost died. And from that point on, I said I will never ever smoke anything in my life, and I am sticking to that. But I never smoked anything, but I've drank before, I partied, I did wrong things, and yet God still loved me. My mom kept praying for me. She keeps praying for me. I think I'm here today because of my mother's prayers. And so I'm just just talking. If you guys want to know my story, just let me know. I share it with you. But I came to know the Lord on my own. I had to make that decision. I remember I came to know the Lord, or I gave my life to the Lord actually, and I was serious about it when I turned 25. And I will never forget that day. It was my birthday, and I felt an emptiness that I cannot describe. I just felt so empty. Nothing was fulfilling me at the time. You know, I was living in New York City. I had my own vehicle. I was living at a family. I didn't have to pay any rent. I was working. I was making money. I was in school. My mom was providing things. Man, I'm not wealthy. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but my life was going good. But yet still, I felt empty on that day. And I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried. And it was on that day that I made a decision. And I said, Lord, I don't have anything to offer you. I have nothing to offer you but me. And I'm not even bringing me to you whole. I'm bringing me to you broken. I'm broken. I'm a mess. My life is a mess. But I'm going to surrender my life to you. And I'm going to take my heart and I'm going to give it to you. And I ask you to come into my life and to be the Lord of my life. And I accepted Christ that day. And that void that I was feeling started to be filled. And from that point to now, have I messed up along the way? Yes, I've messed up. But I'm not going to give up, because God is not giving up on me. And I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I want to talk to my young people, my young ladies, young guys, even older people who's watching. If you find this to be encouraging and you have for your mom and you want to share it with your child, feel free to do so. But I want to encourage you, young people, don't let your life be a waste. God did not put you on this earth to live carelessly. He placed you in this world for a purpose, for His purpose. He has a special plan for your life. I know that society says, oh, when you're in high school, they say, oh, you got to go to college, because when you go to college, you're going to be able to get a good job and you're going to be able to provide for yourself and all these things. But there's more to life than just going to college and working and getting money and getting material things. Solomon said that this is all vanity. Vanity of vanities. It's all vanity. And he was the wealthiest man of his day, in his time, probably ever. He had it all. And he said it is all vanity. We labor for vain reasons. Yeah, we need money to survive, and we need, things to survive, food to survive and stuff like that. But when you are so caught up in that and you forget that you need the Lord, then it's not, there's no reason for it. There's no reason. Why are you living? Because you're working. I mean, I'm not encouraging anybody to go do anything to themselves, but I'm just saying, like, if you are just working and working and working, and you paying bills and buying things, and it's like a cycle. You work, you get paid, you pay a bill, you buy things. You work, you get paid, and you come to a place in life where you think, is this what life is about? Is this why I'm here? I don't want my life to be a waste. I don't want to, even if what I want to do, I do not get to do. Whatever God has for me to do, I want it to be done. you know, because I want him to be glorified. God created me for his pleasure. He created you for his pleasure. He didn't create us and put us here and say, okay, go and live. Don't ask me nothing. I create you, I put you here, you got this, you got that, make do with it. No. God has a plan for you. And you know, I look around and I see so many young people are dying. So many young people are dying. So many of them are caught up in the wrong things. They want to live a certain type of lifestyle like the famous people live. And then with the way social media is now, it's such, you have access to everything. You can see everything. People post their lives online. A lot of people use social media to boast and brag. And so the people that don't have that, they will try to do whatever they can or anything that they can to live like that. And they end up, some of them do the wrong things and they end up either in jail or they end up dead. And that's it. Your life gone down the drain. I just pray that this message will be relayed over in a way that folks will understand that young people, don't waste your life. Don't let your life be a waste. You know, use your gifts and your talents for the kingdom of God. If you can sing, sing for Jesus. If you can draw, ask God for inspiration, and he will give you the inspiration to draw things that will bring glory to him. If you can cook, cook as if you are cooking for the Lord, you know, and do something for somebody else. Let's not be selfish. Let's be selfless. So I hope what I'm saying makes sense. I hope what I said makes sense. I'm going to close this video out now, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you feel the need to share it, share it. Alright guys. Bye. See you in another video.